To be happy with a man, you must understand him a lot and love him a little. To be happy with a woman, you must love her a lot and not try to understand her at all. A man walks up to a local in a remote part of the Outback. He asks, "So what do you guys do out here for fun?" The local replies, "We hunt, and we fuck." After a moment of thought, the man queries further, "What do you hunt for?" "Things to fuck." The local answers, "So what makes a good day out in these parts then?" One day an American tourist got lost out in the scrub. Me and 20 others went out and found her, fucked her, and brought her back. That was a good day. Had any other good days? Another time Jimmy's goat got lost out in the scrub. Me, him and 20 others went out, found it, fucked it, and brought it back intrigued. The man then asks, "Had any bad days?" The local pauses for a moment. "Well, one day I got lost out in the scrub." Must be hard to know literally every person on earth. There was a man named Bubba, and Bubba knew everyone in the whole world! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Once when Bubba got a new job, Bubba says to his new boss, "Boss, I know everyone in the whole world." His boss doesn't believe him, so he says, "No, you do not know everyone in the whole world." But Bubba says, "Yes, I do." So Bubba's boss says, "Well, prove it." Then Bubba says, "Pick someone." "And I know them." Well, Bubba's boss thinks for a minute and then comes up with a name. "Tom Selleck." "I bet you don't know Tom Selleck." Bubba says, "Tom Selleck. Tom and I were in Boy Scouts together when we were kids." But Bubba's boss says, "No, you weren't." Then Bubba says, "Yes, we were." So they fly to Hollywood and drive up to Tom Selleck's house. Bubba knocks on the door and Tom Selleck answers, and Bubba goes, "Tom!" Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And Tom goes, "Bubba." And they hug and catch up for 30 minutes, and Bubba's boss can't believe it. But then he thinks, well, that could happen. It's just one person. So he tells Bubba, and Bubba says, "Okay, pick somebody else." This time Bubba's boss has someone in mind. The president, Bill Clinton. "You don't know President Bill Clinton." But Bubba says, "Oh yes, I do. Bill and I were on debate team together in college." Bubba's boss says, "No, you weren't." And Bubba says, "Yes, we were." So they fly to Washington and they catch with the president at a press conference. They work their way through the crowd until Bubba gets close enough to catch Clinton's eye and waves Bill. And the president waves Bubba. And after the press conference they hug and catch up for 30 minutes, and Bubba's boss is stunned. He can't believe it. But then he thinks, well, that's just two people in one country. That doesn't mean he knows everyone in the whole world. So he tells Bubba, and Bubba says, "Okay, pick someone out of the world spectrum and I know them." And Bubba's boss knows just who to pick, so he says, "The Pope." "You do not know the Pope." And Bubba says, "The Pope. The Pope baptized me." And Bubba's boss says, "No, he didn't." And Bubba says, "Yes, he did." So they fly to Rome, where the Pope is giving mass in front of hundreds of thousands of people. They work their way through the crowd without much luck. So Bubba says, "Boss, we're never gonna get there together through all these people, so I tell you what, I'll work my way up there, and when I do, I'll give you a sign that shows you I know the Pope." And he leaves. Well, Bubba's boss waits and waits and waits, and just when he's about to give up, he sees the Pope come out onto the balcony, and right there beside is Bubba. Shortly afterwards, Bubba's boss passes out. Bubba comes back and finds his boss passed out, and he fans him and says, "Boss, boss, wake up." And when his boss comes to, he asks, "Boss, what happened?" Bubba's boss looks at Bubba and says, "Okay, I can see Tom Selleck, I can see Bill Clinton. Heck, I can even take the Pope." But when somebody standing next to me asks, "Who's that up there with Bubba?" that's a little more than I can take. Did you know that Stephen King has a son named Joe? I'm not joking, but he is. A father wanted to help organize a wedding for his daughter. He wanted the party to be extravagant, but wanted to spend as little money as possible. He had finished all of the other jobs he had been given, and he was left to work on the cake. Why not get it ordered from an upscale bakery? His wife said. So the father visited a ton of different bakeries and did research, but found the prices to be too high. "This is the biggest day of my daughter's life, and I'll look bad if I don't put together a good cake," he thought. Then, he stumbled upon a shop that opened once a year to provide free cake to its customers. How quaint, the father thought, but desperate. He walked inside to see if they could provide a cake for his daughter's wedding. He was met by a Buddhist monk chanting and lighting incense. "Hello," the father asked. "I would like to buy a cake." "Of course," the monk replied. "Just draw a picture of the cake you would like on the notepad on the desk." The father thought this to be weird, but wanting to save as much money as possible, he gave him the address and told him to come in the back door, just in case the cake was bad. The day of the wedding arrived, and the monk visited the house with the most extravagant cake the family had ever seen. All of the guests were in awe. and whispered to each other about how much the cake could have cost. The monk was offered a seat at one of the wedding tables and garnered a lot of attention. At the end of the wedding, the father approached the monk and asked, "Why do you do this for free? You should take money for your services." The monk smiled and said, "I do this for free because a cake day is the best way to earn karma." Please smash the like button and subscribe to my channel.